Welcome back to Movies TV Mad, and I am Mick, your host with the most. You can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. Welcome to another edition of Movies TV Mad Live. This is your show. Get in the comments, but I've got some things to do first. Right, first of all, smash the like button. Check out my poll. Which is the better first franchise movie? Man of Steel or Iron Man? 50% each with 4 votes. What I will say about Iron Man, everyone forgets that Iron Man 2008 was made by an independent studio. You can hardly call Marvel Studios today an independent studio. Iron Man 2008 is actually a film that's made like a typical classic, great old-fashioned film. It has character development. It has character evolution. It's great. It's the very opposite to what the MCU is today, and that's a shame. But also it shows you the state of cinema today and what it was like back in 2008. That's a great shame because the MCU don't make movies as good as Iron Man anymore. Ronnie Dodge, hey Mick, saw Multiverse of Madness today. Let me know what you thought of it. I've seen it as well, of course. There's one cameo that shocked me to hell, but I was very excited about it. I'm not the biggest fan of the film, but that cameo did get me a bit excited, considering it's a fan casting. Amazing. Right. Order of business. I'll read Trill J's comment in a minute. Order of business. I'm going to read an article about Black Adam sharing that BTS from the The Rock sharing that BTS from the Black Adam reshoots. I will then read an article stating why Henry Cavill needs to return as Superman. Then I'm going to play you the audio of Henry Cavill pitching Man of Steel 2. Then we'll get into it. Trill J, Iron Man 2008 was such an amazing movie. It kick-started the MCU. It was so serious without jokes and gave you what the comic was. I love that movie. It's why I said this morning on today's DCEU Daily. In phase 1, they were actually making real movies based on the source material. They're not doing that anymore. And that's a shame. Since the first Avengers, they've become a different animal. Yes, it works, it makes money, but it's not the same quality or the mentality that the first Iron Man film had. After the success of the first Iron Man, we had films like Iron Man 2, The Incredible Hulk, and they weren't as good as the first Iron Man. But they weren't under much pressure because no one was watching them. No one really cared because it wasn't a trend then, these superhero movies. But then Avengers happened and they were a success and everyone was obsessed with them. And they noticed that and they became a different animal. Right, let's read this first article. Black Adam's Dwayne Johnson shares a BTS photo from the DCEU film's reshoots. Black Adam star Dwayne Johnson shares a new behind-the-scenes photo from reshoots on the DCEU film. Dwayne Johnson shared a new behind-the-scenes photo from reshoots on the upcoming Black Adam film. On Instagram, Johnson posted a photo of himself with Christian Magic, who is a lead VFX editor on the film, and director Jamie Collet-Serra in the photo. Magic and Collet-Serra are taking Johnson through the shots for that day. Johnson praised Black Adam's crew throughout the post. So this is what the post says, and I'm reading this for a reason. Great to be back on set of Black Adam with our 750 plus talented crew. 750 plus. This ain't for a couple of shots. But anyway, talented crew of filmmakers as we gear up to put some final details and last touches on our movie before we lock and deliver. I'm here with my Black Adam director, Jamie Collet-Serra, black shirt, and one of the lead VFX editors, Christian Magic. As Jamie takes me through some complex and intense shots we need to accomplish today. I've dialed in my diet and training intensity for weeks now to prepare. So I'm feeling good and in the zone with a talented crew, one dream, one team. Black Adam follows the titular anti-hero, also known as Tef Adam, after being in prison, blah-de-blah-de-blah. We don't really need to read the rest of this article, but it is interesting. So where's my other article? Here we are. I'll read that in a minute. Right. Trilogy. I wish Scarlett Johansson got her Black Widow movie around that time. She was such an amazing actress in the early 2000s. She'll be remembered for years. Ronnie Dodge, yeah, I know what you're on about. So good to me to be movies was good because Liz did a great job as Crazy Wonder. Ronnie Dodge, I gave Multiverse of Madness 6.5, 10. That's very low, Ronnie, but I agree with that rating. Trilogy, Ronnie Dodge, I saw some clips. Wonder is fucking crazy in the film. So, The Rock says they have got 650 plus crew members for the Black Adam reshoots. But still, they insist that they delayed that movie for VFX reasons. I don't think so. Because if the film wasn't delayed, you couldn't do the reshoots. You'd only have 2 months to put the film together. So clearly, something is going on here, and the delay has nothing to do with VFX. Right. Let's read this article. Why Henry Cavill returned as Superman in DCEU is why he should. Let me say that again. Will Henry Cavill return as Superman in DCEU? Here is why he should. There has been no confirmation or denial from Warner Bros. Regarding the fate of Cavill's Superman. Henry Cavill appeared in the role for the first time in 2013's Man of Steel and reprised the role in Batman vs. Superman in 2016. Will he be back? Well, he should. Henry Cavill turns 39 today. Yes, happy birthday to Henry Cavill. The British actor is best known for playing the role of DC superhero Superman. He's also known for essaying the titular role in Netflix's popular fantasy TV series, The Witcher. And of late, he's reportedly in the running for the much sought-after role of James Bond after Daniel Craig's exit. Sorry about that, I've got a pop-up. And let's not beat around the bush here. His striking good looks. At least until he indeed becomes Bond, his most famous role will remain Superman. But there is a fair bit of uncertainty as to whether his Superman is still a part of DCEU or whatever DC film universe is being called these days. The actor played the role at last time in 2017's Justice League. There has been no confirmation of denial from Warner Bros. Regarding the fate of Cavill's Superman. The actor appeared in the role of for the first time in 2013's Man of Steel and reprised the role in Batman vs. Superman. Justice League was not to put too fine a point on it, terribly received, and also bombed at the box office. After that, Warner Bros. Restructured the leadership of DC Films and prioritized independent superhero films within their own universe that can cross over with each other every now and then, rather than a centralized cinematic universe. Since then, DC and parent company Warner Bros. has seen 2 changes in ownership. First AT&T and now Discovery. The future of Cavill's Supes is currently unknown. Fans have been demanding at least one more movie that would conclude his story. We do know a new Superman movie is in development, but that would star a black actor. Acclaimed author Ta-Nehisi Coates is writing a script for Warner Bros. With J.J. Abrams producing through his company Bad Robot, or as Nerd Roddick calls it, Bad Reboot Productions. Then there is no reason 2 or more Supes cannot coexist. They have for decades in the comics. Cavill has insisted that he's still hopeful about donning the cape again. He told Men Health in 2019, "It's still mine. I'm not going to sit quietly in the dark as all the stuff is going on. I'm not giving up the role. There's a lot I have to give for Superman yet, a lot of storytelling to do, a lot of real true depths to the honesty of the character I wanted to get into. When he appeared in Suit's costume in Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, Cavill not only looked the part, he also essayed an extremely powerful, nigh invulnerable superhero who nevertheless has issues like any other young woman. This is an Indian article, so they're getting their words wrong. Like any other young man, only more pronounced, as he finds himself a loner among humans who are clearly very different from him. He wants to help them, but is afraid of showing his true face to the world. While Cavill's performance was well received, critics inflicted the dreaded mixed reception on the film itself. Totally gridmarked in Man of Steel, he became even more forbidding in Batman vs. Superman, a godlike figure who's true to the divine nature. He's perpetually angry. In Justice League, he looking promising, but the film was the biggest commercial disaster of the year, grossing around 650 million on a budget of 350 million. However, Cavill rightly believes he has a lot more to offer to the character if given a chance, and a good script directed by a capable filmmaker. Abrams himself would not be a bad choice. We may yet see the Superman that is something like what Christopher Reeve embodied in 1978 Superman. Whatever happens, it appears that Cavill is still pretty interested in the character, but it would require a capable director to reinvent the character in some way and make what was earlier the greatest of superheroes palatable again after the debacle that was Justice League. There are rumors suggesting Cavill will reprise the role in The Flash, which has the concept of multiverse at its center. If true, the film may act as a springboard for a new Superman movie. Well, we'll have to wait and see. I will give you my thoughts about that. Right, now.
And so, definitely isn't going to kill anymore. And he's definitely going to make sure. I was very keen on...
Right, we'll get to that in a minute. So where are we? Ronnie Dodge, Wonder is crazy bee. What she does to some people is gross, but actually thinking about it, I will give it a 7. I think we could say, Ronnie, it's not the greatest of films. Bat Super, I hope someone is Superman. Abraham Herrera, Henry, our boy, our hero. Not enough people talk about the fact that Henry is a geek like us and also an avid gamer. Great man. Trill J, Mick, you're confusing me. Do you want J.J. Abrams Superman or Henry Cavill? I'm just reading an article right now. I'll tell you. I've planned this out. So, John, I saw Doctor Strange today and I enjoyed Evil Wonder, but I thought the cameos were wasted and the movie did not really need them. It's not a great movie, and you're all finding that out. We can sugarcoat it as much as we want in ratings. It's not the greatest of movies. Now, here's Henry Cavill's pitch, right? Here's Henry Cavill's pitch he made ages ago for a Superman Man of Steel sequel. Check this out.
Really fleshing out Superman's early stages of his journey first. We had Man of Steel, and then we went quite a bit darker with Batman v Superman. And if he were to succumb to the anti-life equation and become bad Superman, I really wanted to make sure that we saw the hero, Superman, and we saw the true symbol of hope, the beacon of light, before we went down the path of darkness and then redemption. And still something that I'm very keen to flesh out. Man of Steel. The wonderful thing about Man of Steel and what Snyder and Nolan and I wanted to do with Superman was create a Superman who was accessible in the sense that what would we do if we lived in a world where we had to keep every single aspect of ourselves hidden and we couldn't really truly interact with people? And how would that affect us? It's especially when you have that scene with Kevin Costner who's saying, look, don't reveal yourself. The world is not ready for you yet, and it'll only be a bad thing. Does follow that advice at first, but then realizes that...
Right, let's interrupt you a bit because it's a bit of a long video. So already you can see he has preconceived ideas on what Superman should be. He likes Man of Steel. He does not agree with the direction of Batman versus Superman. He has got opinions about Superman. Nobody knows Superman better than Henry Cavill. He really wants to do this, but unfortunately, it's not up to him. Ronnie Dodge, not the best of MCU movies, but certainly the darkest. I enjoyed the horror elements. Isaac makes edits. How was the multiverse of madness? Not great. So we continue with Henry Cavill talking about his presence in the DCEU.
It's not the way to go, and that he must do what he must do regardless of that advice. And that was the beautiful bit, is that even though he has restrained himself and lived this life of loneliness, essentially, he's still willing to step out of the shadows and become the hero, despite the fact that it's going to have a negative impact on his life. And that, I think, is the aspect of that symbol of hope. He's representing everything that is good about mankind, despite the fact that mankind may not be good to him. At the end of Man of Steel, it was set up so wonderfully to begin that journey, because he had had his first outing against the last surviving member of his species, and had to kill him, and that is going to inform a lot of who he becomes. The terrible destruction of Metropolis, where he's fighting someone who has the same powers of him, but actually has training. He barely makes it out of that thing alive. And so what lessons has he learned? He definitely isn't going to kill anymore. And he's definitely going to make sure that population centers are completely removed from the equation, because now he's experienced it, now he's thinking about it. And so we get those steps towards building that incredible, wise version of Superman, rather than the still wet behind the ears kind. The Witcher.
Right, that's him talking about The Witcher, so we'll leave that there. But I think it's very interesting what he had to say about Man of Steel and his role as Superman. It's, as I say, it's clear he has his own opinions about who Superman is, what Man of Steel was, a movie he seems very, very proud of. In terms of BVS, it's clear to me he didn't like the direction, he doesn't like the film, and he believed if they were going to go darker in Justice League, why go darker in BVS? Set up the inspiration, then let him go darker. Cavill was right. BVS was all wrong for Superman, and that's what ruined his DCEU journey. I absolutely believe Henry Cavill deserves to play Superman again and again. And Trill-J, just to unconfuse you, yes, I would absolutely love a Golden Age Superman, but I also believe Henry Cavill deserves to return as Superman as well. So it's difficult. And if the Golden Age Superman is set in a different universe, then Cavill can come back. That's the rumor, that this film sets up that Cavill can return as a separate Superman, so we can have the best of both worlds. Ronnie Dodge, okay, Isaac, to me, Liz was the standout of the movie as Evil Wonder, Scarlet Witch. Ronnie Dodge, Henry was spot on. I agree with him. Trill-J, this is a very good pitch, because all Snyder was going to do was make Superman the end game. I'm sorry, but Superman will never break to Lois dying. He would have continued to be the hero. Controversial. Abraham Herrera, they should give Henry the kind of power they gave to Tom Cruise of Vin Diesel. He can carry Superman to the light. Trill-J, I understand, but I like you said, Mick, you want one universe. I think one universe makes sense, but it's not that easy, and it's not so straightforward considering where we are now. Isaac makes edits. What video were you watching? It was on YouTube. I can't remember. I'm sure if you check out Henry Cavill on YouTube, you'll find it yourself. So I do want to see him come back again. I think he deserves it. He's a great Superman. The problem is you've got a great Superman. It may be not the best interpretation for Superman, right? That's the difficulty here. Man of Steel is a very, very good film, but it treads the boards a little bit and causes a problem. Yes, Superman's wet behind the ears, but in certain elements, people got upset, but were willing to forgive Man of Steel for a few indiscretions, including him killing Zod, as long as the lesson was learnt in the sequel. But then in BVS, he was more moodier, he was angrier, and he was conflicted. It's an interesting, great story, but it's not what people want to see. We want to see a brand new Superman movie with Henry playing a brand new Superman, or him continuing this journey. Henry deserves this. Now, David Zaslav wants to make money, wants Superman front and center. This kid is amazing as Superman, and people want to see him return. It can make money if it's done properly. Trilogy, so you had a change of heart. What you thought was in the moment. No, not necessarily. I'd love to see a Golden Age Superman. I think a singular universe is a good idea, but it's not that easy, Trilogy. You know, it's not that easy to say one or the other. I know we are in a generation of one thing over the other, but it's difficult because Henry Cavill deserves to return. So you could set up a singular universe. You could destroy every DCEU movie and start from after Man of Steel. There's a lot of things you could do here. But, you know, if they want to do kind of a one-off movie with Golden Age Superman, I'll be up for that as well. Ronnie Dodge, the one thing I did like in the movie was when Chavez starting punching a certain person. Who's that though? Who's that though? Yeah, tell us. I know. Channel Grey, who do you think is the best choice of villains in the Batman 2 or Man of Steel sequel? Best choice of villains is everyone for Batman 2 in an Arkham movie, Batman Arkham. The best villain, I believe, is Metallo for a sequel, a domestic villain, not another end-of-the-world villain. We've had that. Let's do something a bit domestic. Trilogy, I'm talking about with the one universe. Did you have a change of heart? No. But I want to see Henry Cavill back as Superman as well. As I say, it's not easy. It's not an easy situation. I don't have to make a decision right now. I can say that I believe a one universe franchise is the best thing. And why can't Henry Cavill be that one universe? Ronnie Dodge, when she started punching Wanda and gave her what she wanted, Superman of Steel 2 could be set right after Man of Steel and retcon other stuff or continue right after Zack Snyder's Justice League. We need another Superman film immediately. We can't be waiting for Justice League. Channel Grey, do you think there is any possibility of Robin in Batman 2? A small one. John, they could have always bring back Brandon Routh as the main Superman. They could do. They could, listen, John, there's a lot of things they could do. And, Brandon didn't get a fair shake at it either. But where do you stop? Children, this is why I said the multiverse should just stay. We're far beyond one universe. Well, I'm not sure about that. But we have to wait and see what they're going to do. But, the more you do, the more confusing it is and the more conflicting it is. Because we know what the multiverse is. We get it. But the mainstream audience don't. They're important for the bottom line. Bat Super. Zack Snyder's... Bloody hell, go away. Honestly, if it goes off this screen, I will scream. Right. Bat Super. Zack Snyder's Justice League came out a year ago, so they would have to wait for Justice League. No. I'm sorry, Bat Super. No one's going to wait. David Zaslav's not going to wait. We need that Superman sequel before. That's what Henry wants as well. Before the dark stuff of Justice League 2 and 3. Simple as. There can be a Superman movie before that. We can have a positive Superman movie before that. No one's going to wait. Channel Grey, is Joss Whedon's JL the reason DCEU failed? Or is it BVS? I personally say just how it was handled by the people in power. Yeah, the people in power fucked it up. Say, Zack included, by the way. BVS did destroy the DCEU. And it basically scared the shit out of the studio as well. I like BVS, but it's not something you introduce into a mainstream universe. John, and remember Brandon Routh was playing the Christopher Reeve Superman. he was, and I've suggested already, they did, they did a graphic novel, Superman 78, with some great stuff after Superman the movie. I would love to see that adapted. That would be great. And there's as I say, there's so many different things they can do, but it's one step at a time. You don't want to overload everything. Henry Cavill, definitely deserves more. Bad Super, I said not wait. You are saying the same thing. Oh, good. I was reading your message wrong then. Carl Williams. This is why DC needs a universe, because we have not reached the point of the Watchtower or the Hall of Justice. We only got the tease of the Justice League table in Zack Snyder's Justice League, exactly. So that hasn't happened yet. You could establish the Justice League in a Man of Steel sequel as well. Trill-J, Bad Super, nah. Just wipe BVS and Justice League and name the sequel Man of Tomorrow. That title name alone shows Superman growth into the hero who will never break. Carl Williams, this. Abraham Herrera, a few posts from Zack, Jay and some others suggest Zack Snyder's Justice League will get a theatrical release. Might be Zack's last way of testing the reach of the Snyderverse. Who knows, but I want to believe it will happen. Chanel Gray, I personally like BVS as well. It just felt a bit rushed and too polarizing. It's a great movie. I'm not worried about the rush part, but it was in the wrong universe. It's not something you do when you're trying to create something mainstream and to try and compete with Disney. Bad Super Trill-J, that's what I said. John Gaunt, BVS is basically Man of Steel 2 with Batman, yes. But that's not what people didn't like it, my friend. People didn't like the way Superman was portrayed. So they want to do a standalone Superman movie. You could do the 18 months prior to BVS because they jump 18 months. Or you can do a pre-Justice League 2 Superman movie. There's so many things. So there's no way I'm gonna budge on this and say, oh yeah, bring Brandon Routh in, because I don't think that's very fair. As I say, it's one step at a time. They haven't earned the right to throw everything at this. We just need to go back to a Superman movie. We either need a franchise with individual movies, or we need a continuing extended universe. These are the decisions they have to make. That's why I'm baffled by the Amanda Waller announcement. It doesn't make sense. Trill-J, John Gaunt. No, BVS is Batman's movie, and it undoes everything Man of Steel was. Snyder didn't even know what the hell he was doing. This is why you give a time limit on creating movies. That's a good point. BVS, as much as I love it, undoes Man of Steel. He totally doesn't want to deal with the Codex, which is the best concept in the DCEU. The Codex is a good idea, because then you can bring Brainiac down. He uses Superman. He extracts the Codex from Superman. Think about this. Extracts all those Kryptonians, uses them as his bitches to take over not just Earth, but the entire galaxy. There's a great story there. They totally undid Man of Steel. That's the problem. And in fact, if you listen to Henry, that's what he's trying to say. John Gaunt, if Cavill won't play ball, right, John, I have to stop you here. I'll read your message, but you got the wrong end of the stick. John Gaunt, if Cavill won't play ball, then they won't have another choice. They can do a Superman film with Superman connecting with Supergirl, right? What are you talking about? You know full well that Henry Cavill is desperate to play Superman again. So why wouldn't he play ball? It's the studio not playing ball. John, do you think Black Canary series is still happening? Well, she was on a sunbed the other day reading a comic and writing a script, but that script has to get greenlit. Who the hell knows John anymore? Abraham Herrera, I don't think people hate BVS nowadays. At the very least, they understand it, but we all agree it might not have been the right movie at the time, even though it's really a good film. Yeah, you have to earn the right. You have to have a successful franchise to do a movie like that. They hadn't earned that right at that time. Children, when you give a director too much time, they tend to go off from what they were supposed to do. I have to say, the same with the Batman. It was not the original movie we saw in that DC fandom teaser. Don't know about that. Trill J, this is why I believe Zaslav is about to get in there. You know what about what they're doing in these movies? Yeah, there needs to be, don't let a director run an entire franchise. It can go wrong. That's why the MCU's been quite successful, by the way. Get a producer of film, of television, who understands these characters, who has got a business sense. That's what you need, right? You don't bring in someone like Snyder to do it. But Super Grace Randolph has to stop spreading lies about Cavill. I don't care what she says. If people are thick enough to listen to her, that's a problem. John Gall, I could have sworn Cavill is asking for too much creative control. He's not The Rock, mate. He has to earn it. Right. I'll tell you this. He's not The Rock, right? He's not even Daniel Craig. But he has a right to his opinion, right? And he's played Superman. He has a negotiating advantage because everyone wants him to come back. And actually, his ideas are great. Maybe he should have creative control because he actually knows what he's talking about and he's researched these comics more than the studio has. John, didn't BVS come out at the same time as Civil War? About that, yeah. Trill J, Bat Super, you have to let her do her thing. She's a Hollywood blog. Just let her be. Listen, I don't care about letting her be. I've got no time to respect her or anything like that. But if she wants to spread lies about Henry Cavill because she's working for the studio, because she's an agent of the studio, and Muppets believe what she says, that's up to them. We have an old saying in the UK, she ain't going to shag you, mate. In fact, Henry Cavill is actually talented and The Rock isn't. That's the funny thing. Henry Cavill is theatrically trained in the UK. Trill J, what's the meaning of that, Mick? The meaning is when blokes kiss up to women, shag means she's not going to have sex with you. It means don't kiss her ass. Bad Super Trill J, I can express my opinion on her. She doesn't get a free pass. No one should. She's a failed actress, right? She's been very successful. Congratulations to her, but I don't believe a word the woman says. She's been wrong more than she's been right. This is Movies TV Mad Live. We have 8 viewers, 4 likes. I want more likes, please. Don't use up my oxygen without liking my videos, please. Which is the better first franchise movie? Man of Steel, 69%. Iron Man, 31%. Trill J, oh no, never going to kiss her ass. I don't look up to any of these blogs. They all have their own motives. Yup. John Gall, I know, but he's no personality. He's not a box office draw. Benedict Cumberbatch is classically trained and is a box office draw. See the difference? Right. I'm not going to debate with you because I'm sure that's what your propaganda wants. But I'm not going to get drawn into who's box office and who's not box office. I'm a movie fan. You're a movie fan. Who's box office is irrelevant. He's a great Superman and he speaks sense about Superman. He's not the one who fucked up the DCEU. So I don't give a shit. I don't give a flying fuck who's box office. I'm a fan of movies. So I don't give a shit, John. At the end of the day, I want to see great movies. I want my hero represented the right way. And if you're a good creative, if you're a good studio head, you listen to advice. You listen to other voices. Henry Cavill has got some great opinions. His pitch is great. I want to see him again. That's the end of the discussion. Change the subject because I'm not going to debate who's box office and who's not. Because at the end of the day, Benedict Cumberbatch isn't actually box office. He just is at the MCU, which is really popular. There's a big difference. So I see the difference. I won the debate. We move on now. Abraham Herrera, John Gaunt. I just said they actually need to give him more control. Maybe the man playing Superman understands the character better. John, one thing I enjoyed about the Batman is that it was something new and not another origin story trilogy. By the way, Henry Cavill was amazing in Mission Impossible. Yep. Tom Cruise rates him. But John doesn't. Oh, well, never mind. Trilogy. By the way, Henry Cavill was amazing. Yep, that's right. Bat Super. John Gaunt, trust me, if they do classical Superman, he will be a major draw. Think you are underestimating him. Either way, he should be Superman again. Exactly. That's what we're talking about. I'm not interested in box office debates. That's boring. If you want to do that, clearly a Grace Randolph fan, go and watch Grace. She does movie maths once a week. Snorfest, go and watch it, cool. Bat Super, John Gaunt, all right, John Gaunt, Brandon Routh is still alive. He's a perfect classic Superman. I'm happy to hear he's still alive. That's good news, isn't it? I mean, I've said my piece. I want Henry Cavill back as Superman. It's his birthday. That's why I decided to talk about it. That's it. My mind's not going to change. So, you know, if you want Brandon Routh over Henry Cavill, great. I mean, you're not going to get your own way, but still. Because more people want Henry back than they want Brandon back. They're the facts. Trill J. Bat Super, actually, if they give him a sequel, it'll make $1 billion. People have to understand the first movie is just a building brick. Exactly. Certainly, Batman versus Superman wasn't the way to go with Superman. Trill J, and happy birthday, Henry Cavill. Yeah, 39 years old today, doing well. His movie career, ever since Warner Brothers tried to destabilize it with Justice League, has gone up and up and up. Bat Super, Trill J, I agree. Abraham Herrera. Brandon is cool and all, but Henry is a superior actor for sure. John Gaunt, hopefully if Sasha Calle is good in The Flash, she will get her own HBO Max film. Don't hold your breath. John, was Brandon Routh an unknown actor before Superman Returns? He was a soap opera actor. Henry Cavill had already been in a critically acclaimed series before he played Superman. Welcome to Movies TV Mad Live. If you're just joining us, please like the stream. Please subscribe. Please check out my poll. And please don't be afraid to comment, because it's all about opinion here. And we're having a great old chit-chat about Henry Cavill and Superman. It's the ongoing discussion. Will he return? Should he return? He should definitely return. He deserves it. But he needs a good writer-director to come in. Zendaya would have been a better Supergirl than Sasha Calle. That's who they should have got. Still nothing from Andy Muschietti, the Flash director. Still very, very quiet. But Super, somebody call Sam Raimi. Yeah, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? John Gaunt, oh God, no, Mick. Zendaya is overrated as an actress. I mean, do you have to be a really good actress to play Supergirl? People love her. She's popular with the kids. Perfect choice. Abraham Herrera, when Superman Returns came out, we had just been treated to Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2, so the bar was really high. Maybe if it came out in the 90s, it would have been a hit. Well, I do like Superman Returns, and Bryan Singer made a mistake cutting out the Return to Krypton sequence. It's a beautiful sequence. It's so important to the narrative of him being away for 5 years and coming back again. It's actually should have been pre-credits. Pre-credits, it would have been amazing. They shouldn't have cut it out. Red Panda, hello Mick, I've seen Doctor Strange 2, as have I, and it has some pace issues. The first half of the movie is noticeably worse than the other one. It feels like the movie is made by two directors. I think you're right. Probably the first half, maybe the first half was by Raimi and the second half was by Scott Derrickson. Maybe that's what they did. That's what we're all noticing. John Gould, Cavill Superman can work as a supporting character in Takashi Koi's Superman film. I wouldn't be against that. Reno Jack, hello all. I see you, Sam Raimi, and raise you, Peter Jackson. Yeah. John, have you seen the trailer for a new Green Lantern animated movie? Yes. I love the animated universe, and it's much better than anything live action right now. I still need to purchase Constantine. I was going to say something now, and I totally lost where I was going. But yeah, I'm quite happy for Henry to be involved with Takashi Koi's movie. That would be amazing. You see, right now it's really complicated because nobody knows what they're planning. It wouldn't surprise me if they're going to dump all the hamadaverse on HBO Max. It really wouldn't. Abraham Herrera, so Multiverse of Madness suffered from the Justice League syndrome. Oh yeah, this film, I told you, John was questioning me when I was suspicious about it being cut down from 2.5 hours to 2 hours. Sam Raimi has admitted it was a much longer movie before, right? They should never have got rid of Scott Derrickson. I love Sam, but they put him in an impossible situation. The same impossible situation WB and Sugihara put poor Joss Whedon in. No wonder the man was a mess and a nervous wreck and shouting at people. Abraham Herrera, Trilogy. Alice Eve should be Supergirl. She's a bit old now, isn't she? You mean Alice Eve, the one who gets her kit off in Star Trek Into Darkness? A few years ago, yes, I'm not so sure now. I mean, she must be going on 30 plus now. Alex, what did they get rid of Derrickson? Was it pre-production? Well, they said, yeah, well, that's interesting, actually. I've got what you're asking now. This is interesting. When did they get rid of him? I can't remember now. Did he get to do anything? Did he get to shoot anything? I'm not so sure. I might have to do some research on that. Villager, hello, what's going on? Come in the chat. Have your say, Villager. And you can catch up on the live video later on if you want. Abraham Herrera, I feel bad for Sam Raimi. He didn't deserve this treatment. He doesn't, no. This is what they did to Joss Whedon. Villager, Iron Man is better than Man of Steel. MOS is 3 stars out of 5 in your opinion, of course. That's super. MCU is a mess. DCEU is a mess. And Snyderverse is a villain movies. We need some order. Yeah, I think you're right there. I think you've called it right there, definitely. I do think the first Iron Man is a terrific start to a franchise. It focuses there. You don't really have them trying to set up the universe, although you've got the SHIELD guy hanging around, which is good, but that's just a really little thing. Alex, I was under the impression Raimi was there for the pre-production. Derrickson was removed before then. Yeah, I think you're right. Trill J, MOS is 10 out of 10, Villager. What are you talking about, Villager? I'm just done with CBMs. Loki, both DCEU and MCU, bring back fantasy franchise like name Narnia and Harry Potter. That would be fun, but I'm starting to get worn out with franchises altogether. John, I think Aquaman 2 will do better than The Flash. I think they're both in trouble. With Amber Heard and Ezra Miller, they're both in trouble. There's no way people are supporting the Aquaman film with her in it. There's just no way around it. They have to get rid of her. Villager, it has too many flashbacks. Villager, it gets in the way of the story. Don't agree. That is the story. It's setting up his foundations. Abraham Herrera, here's the idea. Just take Zach's cast and concept and start over. Use his dark side and his actors and do something different. John Galt, Man of Steel is one of those films that start off as an underrated but become overrated as the time goes on. Bat Super, Alex Feig needs a Guinness World Record for being an uncredited director in most amount of movies. Yes, true. Alex, MOS is my favorite superhero origin film. Villager, no one actually cares that much about Amber Heard. You're wrong, Villager. You are so wrong. It's clear you don't go on the internet and see what's going on, because that is dead wrong. And I'm sure the other people in the chat can back me on that. Except morons, well, there's millions of morons then, I'm afraid, and they're not going to support that movie. Again, you're wrong. Who want to partake in performative activism, yet they consume media by abuses in Hollywood. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. But it doesn't mean we ignore Johnny Depp's plight, because it doesn't suit your narrative, because she's a woman. She is an abusive person. She is a bad person. And sometimes, 50% of the time, women are the guilty ones. Maybe something you might need to educate yourself about, or you're going to get hurt by many, many women if you're that naive. Trilogy, now if you use all the same actors, it's still Zach's vision. I'm done with him, to be honest. You wanted your job. What about whatever that says? Would you walk away from making a film? No wonder they're tired of you. What do you mean? When did he walk away? What are you talking about? Abraham Herrera, Amber is done. Did you see her performance today in court? Embarrassing. Red Panda, I don't know, man. Even the magic action and sequences were done in a better way in the first Doctor Strange. They felt cooler to me. John Galt, The Flash will be all right. Aquaman 2 is another story. It will underperform. Carl Williams, did you hear that Green Lantern will shoot from September to December? Is that standard shooting for a show? December to September. That's not... Hang on. September to December. Are you serious? How would it take them 2 months to make a series with at least 6 to 8 episodes? That's not possible. Look, they're just saying stuff. They're just saying stuff because they're in panic mode. Abraham Harry, you can tell she's acting. It's painful to watch. Villager, no one's saying Amber isn't abusive, but Johnny is too, dude. That's the problem. Idiots only see Johnny as the victim. I have intel on Amber from my source. Apparently, she married Johnny for, well, that's pretty obvious. You don't need a source for that, do you, Villager? Bat Super, is Sony going to make another Spider-Man movie? Are we getting an El Moretto trilogy? You're getting El Moretto and you'll get another Spidey when they're good and ready. Trilogy, Zack stepped away from making Justice League. That's why Joss Whedon took over. No, that's not the truth. The man lost his daughter through suicide, right? And he didn't have the strength to fight what they were doing to him. He had no choice but to walk away. So sorry, you're mistaken there, Trilogy. John, do you think the Penguin series will come out next year? Yeah, next year, not this year. They'll be making it. They start shooting in June. Villager, WB will boot her because of the bad PR, but I don't think it's enough to hurt the box office at the moment. Yes, it will hurt the box office if she's still involved. As I say, if you're around the internet, you'd know that. John Gordon, I agree, Villager. A lot of anti-SJWs, right-leaning people are using this to their advantage. Really? Well, I tell you what, if right-wing people are against an abusive woman, maybe I need to move from the left wing to the right wing. Maybe they've got the right idea and the extreme left are the real villains. The people who hate my gender. Maybe I shouldn't be supporting the extreme left then. Should I now? Trilogy, Amber is very obsessed with Johnny. She's even dressing like him in court. Alex Zack was forced out, Trilogy. Abraham Herrera, lol, Johnny does have his issues with drugs, but we all know he never laid hands on her. Exactly. The only reason he would have touched her if she was beating the shit out of him and he had to defend himself. He made the age-old mistake. Good-looking young broad. She'll look good at the end of my arm. He didn't know he was getting involved with a nut job. Look, all these Hollywood people are nut jobs. I agree. But what was done to him is this is what extreme left Hollywood do. They thought they had a victim in Amber Heard. That's the problem. And they didn't realize who they were supporting. And it's burdened them badly because Johnny Depp is not going to back down. He will take her to court till the end of time, till he grinds her down. He's a right old Columbo. Trill J, I'm not mistaken, Mick. You just recalled what I said. He walked away. DC still needed you. Why not finished and dedicated to her as you did when it was all over? But I don't want to sound mean. So, your take is bad, Trill J. His daughter killed himself. Sorry, his daughter took her own life, right? They were trying to force him to change his movie, change his vision. If she hadn't killed herself, he would have fought them and won. So you're not making sense, and you are sounding a bit cruel, and your logic is terrible. John Gall, I don't know Johnny Depp personally, so I can't say that. I watch a lot of detective shows, so I know. Yes, detective shows, John, are fiction. Trill J. Villager, John Corn. Exactly, they are using it as an excuse to be yeah, here we go, that fictional word, misogynist, yeah. Both Johnny and Amber are crazy, put blank period, but the Johnny propaganda is strong. So, if they're both as bad as each other, why she still got a job? Children, but yeah, Amber Heard just wanted to be like the rest of the Me Too movie. These women are evil. Don't go soft for them. Villager also said that Johnny won't return for Pirates movies. There will be no more Pirates movies. Bat Super. The trial between Depp and Heard is on every social media platform in today's day and age. Everyone will know about Amber Heard. Exactly. John Galt. I do agree that Johnny Depp shouldn't have been fired from Fantastic Beasts 3 as much as an overrated. He's not overrated at all. I'd love to know what actors you stand, John. He didn't deserve to be fired. Villager, she's getting booted from WB soon, Mick. It's obvious. She don't have a job anymore, lol. Good. She shouldn't. She shouldn't have a job. Men, women, the transgender community, the LGBT community need to all be treated as individual people. You fuck up, you do something bad, you get treated like my gender gets treated, right? Whatever you are, however you identify. Instead of saying, it's all men. Villager, she's getting, right, I've already read that. Equality. John, is that Margot Robbie Pirates movie still happening? No, it's not happening. Because that's going to be a bigger embarrassment to her career than the Barbie movie. But Johnny Depp is one of the greatest actors of our time. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, amazing in that film. Villager, one thing women in Hollywood use the feminist movement for their advantage. I can't name how many women in Hollywood are terrible people, but the progressive eat what crap up. Yeah, exactly. I can agree with that. John, while I mainly British and French actors, a lot of Depp's films, especially the Burton ones, are samey to me. They're not. Edward Scissorhands and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, very different movies. Trill J, Margot Robbie is so legendary. Why is she going woke now? Trill J, Margot Robbie is so legendary. Why is she gone woke now? She was always that way. Villager, he's a legend. Sad he got a smear campaign against him. I hope he can return to iconic roles. Villager, publicity lol. John, one of my favourite Johnny Depp movies is Alice in Wonderland. That's a great movie. That is one of my favourites. Tim Burton is a fucking brilliant director. I'm sorry. Brilliant. Village also make it sad how many people are uneducated on public relations. People actually believe that Sam Raimi had creative freedom. I know. Nobody has creative freedom on the MCU movies. That's what's so funny. Abraham Herrera, I don't think woke is right term for these people, man. Being woke means something different. We should just call them troublemakers. Yeah, woke's supposed to be a good thing. It used to be. Trilogy. Anyways, I hope they start filming more movies with IMAX cameras. It helped the Dark Knight sequels a lot. Villager, Tim Burton will never top Batman Returns. He's made so many good films. I don't know about that, but Batman Returns is great. John, what did you think of Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes movie? Brilliant. I love it. I love everything Burton does. He's my type of director because he's an escapist. He creates fantasy. His Gotham is the best Gotham in live action because it's a fantasy Gotham. It's not a real world Gotham. It's not a real world one. It's not gritty. These modern day directors are obsessed with reality. Villager, we should call them fake woke because they don't actually give a crap about what they talk. Exactly. Carl Williams, you think the Russo bros would make a good Justice League movie? Probably, yes. They're very talented. Bad Super, Tim Burton's Justice League Dark would be very interesting. Yeah, better than what JJ's is going to be. John Gould, Tim Burton 8 film was a comedy to me. That's your opinion, you're entitled. The reboot 8 films are the best 8 films. I still like Tim Burton's. It's not one thing or the other. I can like both. You can. Modern generation, you can like 2 things at the same time. You don't have to keep on saying, oh, I like this one better than that one. Oh, that one's crap now because I like this one. You can like 2 things at the same time. Red Panda, I feel like we all think Hollywood actors have great and extraordinary lives, but their lives sometimes are so lame and dull and full of shitty woke things. It's all about money from a point on. Yeah, pretty right. True, I have to disagree. I think Reeves narrowed Gotham to the core. It's a realistic Gotham. I prefer Burton's. It's not bad. I don't hate it, but I prefer the fantasy Gotham. I like the music. I just prefer what Burton does. John Gould, true, Mick. I like all 3 of the Flash actors. Villager, no one talks about how the miniature Amber started to get a good shit on. Suddenly, we get leaks confirming that she was only in Aquaman 2 for like 10 minutes. WB does this crap like clockwork. Yeah, they are rats. They're definitely rats, aren't they? Alex, Reeves' Gotham is so similar to Nolan's, just darker and grittier. I agree. Abraham Herrera, yeah, we can love more than one. I had 2 girls at one point and loved them both. John, I enjoyed Tim Roth's performance in the Planet of the Apes movies. Yep, Tim Burton is king. He does what he wants. He's brilliant. One of the best filmmakers. I really like him. And I would have loved to have seen his Superman Lives movie. Bad Super, Burton's Gotham feels like an otherworldly place. It's mesmerizing. Yep, exactly. That's the whole point. Everything doesn't have to be gritty and realistic, but these modern day directors, I'm afraid, don't want us to escape from our realities. That's the problem. That's what I don't like about modern day Hollywood. As I said this morning, they're calling films gaslighting, and men. Should comic book movies be filmed with gaming technology? Why not? Villager, Nolan's obsession with realism was so annoying, yep, and the way he talked about Robin and the fantasy elements was so disrespectful. That's why I resent his trilogy. He does not get Batman. No, they were great films, but you're right. He doesn't really get Batman. They were great. Interesting interpretation, but you're right. John Gaunt, WB is my favourite film company behind A24. I'm not mad at them for leaking stuff during dramatic times. It's called good PR. I took a class on it at uni. It's not good PR at the end of the day, because what they're actually trying to do is say, well, we don't need to get rid of her because she's only in under 10 minutes. It's not going to work. People still want to go out. So want her out. So it's actually bad PR. Kyle Williams, in my opinion, Doom Patrol and Young Justice is pure quality for on HBO Max and would be shamed to be cancelled. John Gore, Nolan Batman films don't age well. His Batman is one that quit after 1 year. Pathetic. Villager, I know it's just PR tactic, but it's annoying because that constantly lie to us and string us along with fake leaks and crap. Exactly, like the Amanda Waller show. John, do you know why the Tim Burton Superman movie did not happen? Yes, it was just about to start filming. They decided they didn't want him to do it. They got scared. The cost just blew through the roof and they shit themselves. Ronnie Dodge, watching Amber Heard on the stand overreacting is an understatement. Yeah, it's actually funny. It's actually like a sitcom. Bad Super. I watched Nolan's Batman movies only once. I can't get into Batman in Chicago City. Abraham Herrera, their tactics used to work before the internet. They refuse to change. Yet they are a studio stuck in the past. I hope that, Keeler. Actually, by the way, David Zaslav sacked another executive from WB yesterday, I think. Ronnie Dodge, I've never seen her act like this in Aquaman. Shall I tell you why? Because with Aquaman, she had a director to tell her how to act. She ain't got a director here. Villager, agreed, Trill J. I'm convinced people overrate The Dark Knight because of the nostalgia and the Joker. One amazing character isn't enough to make a movie a masterpiece. Trill J. Bet DC would kill for Tim Burton now. I bet they would. They can have him, but they don't want him. They don't like good people. Tim is a very good person. This is Movies TV Mad Live. We have 9 viewers, 5 likes. Please smash the like button and please subscribe and check out my poll. Villager, I'm pretty sure celebrities who are in court always have someone guiding them and telling them how to act. Yeah, but they can't have them there. That's the problem. Bat Super, bring back Tim Burton and Sam Raimi. Ronnie Dodge, I wonder if Tim had any input on The Flash with Michael Keaton's Batman. Yeah, I did think that was the case because they have to ask his permission anyway. So it's interesting. I don't think he was involved though. Villager, Tim Burton should return to DC. His Gotham and Catwoman was absolutely amazing. I agree. John Gore, Bale Batman is probably the worst Batman. At least Clooney and Kilmer never got overshadowed by their villains. And I despise his Batman voice. Trill J. Villager, I love Nolan's trilogy. I love the hell out Heath Ledger. But let's be honest. Nolan was trying to put Batman in the real world too much. A Batman that quit after a few months. Isn't that one of the issues with the Snyderverse, that everything's supposed to be in the real world? And this is what people don't want with superheroes, really. Abraham Herrera, when people complained about Batman in '89, they booted Burton, and that backfired too. These people just don't learn. Agreed. Villager, agree on Bale, lol. Also, he was so flat in The Dark Knight. He was a side character. That's not his fault, though. I actually love Christian Bale's Batman. Bat Super, John Gordon, his voice is absolutely insane. I can't get over how goofy it sounds. In fact, if you look at the history of the MCU, it's actually surprising. It's so successful. It's actually insane. Ronnie Dodge, Mick, was it me or was some of the writing off in Multiverse of Madness? Oh yeah, terrible, terrible. That's what I said to you before you saw it. You didn't believe me, did you? I told you, didn't I? It's exactly what I told you it would be. It looks good. There's some epic moments. That cameo, right? That fan casting cameo. It fucking shocked. I was so happy with that. But we'll have to talk about that when everyone's seen the movie, because it is interesting if we see him again. Alex, where are we? Trilogy. No, honestly, Snyder actually had the best DC world far as DC Comics as a whole. I love the nightmare sequence. Yeah, that is cool. Alex, the Snyderverse features a Batman with supernatural ability because no one could do what he did in the warehouse scene. Never mind at 45 years old. What, he keeps himself fit. Villager, their writing for the first new movies were good. Then they got cringy and annoying as hell. John, was Tim Burton going to do a Batman 3? Yes, and Warner Brothers didn't allow him. Abraham Herrera. Ronnie Dodge. Yep, also could tell in some moment that's been cut. Yeah, they cut the film to hell. That's why I said it. That's why I queried the runtime. Red Panda, everybody calls the Batman the most realistic take on Batman, but Bale's Batman was the one that was very realistic, from the city, that's basically Chicago, to all the equipment existing in real life. That's the idea, yeah. These modern directors are obsessed with the real world. Villager, the cameos in DS were so useless, literally so boring and anticlimactic. Well, even that one, in the Illuminati, when he goes to the Illuminati, there's a pretty good one. There's one, and he's a fan casting. Pretty cool, though. Children, at this point, I love all the Batman movies, honestly. Yeah, I think they're all good. I love them. It all depends what you want from a Batman movie. Villager, that's the problem, Red Panda. We always wanted a comic Batman, not realistic. Real world Batman, exactly. Red Panda, I think we should not talk about the cameos yet. I'm talking about the cameos without talking about the cameos. It's okay for me not to mention names, so that's how I'm going to talk about them. Ronnie Dodge, maybe Marvel should have looked at Justice League cutting it down to under 2 hours. Doesn't work. They're actually making the same mistakes. I mean, I'm surprised, because I actually thought that film was going to be the best of the year. And I mean, it doesn't bode well for the rest of the content this year if the one we were all looking forward to isn't very good. I think it'll make money in its opening, but I think it will have a huge drop-off in the second weekend. Villager, and disrespecting the source material and pretending you can do it better is just peak pretentious. Yep, I agree. And they're all like that in Hollywood. John Galt, the MCU's been wonky for a while. I love Black Widow, I didn't. Her sister is cool, I don't like her that much. But the Russian accent started to get annoying as the film went on, though. Trilogy, I think what it is for me is the Dark Knight trilogy was just Bruce Wayne's journey, not Batman's. Red Panda, what about Avatar 2 trailer, though? Oh, yeah, John, there was only 2 great cameos in Doctor Strange. Yeah, I agree with you, actually. I went a blank there, but one of them, brilliant. And I hope we see him as said character. Ronnie Dodge, Black Adam is my only hope. And also the Avatar trailer was good, but it's Avatar. Alex, I agree, Trilogy. Snyder had the best DCEU for DC Comics world. Abraham Herrera, when you have Netflix and you see all these international productions, you realize the entire world, in copying Hollywood, different countries used to have different styles of filmmaking. Bad Super. The Batman might be grounded, but it has that dark Gotham feel. Villager. Black Widow was disrespectful. They ruined the allegory and commentary with their stupid humor. Absolutely disgusting how they treated Natasha. I agree. They didn't even do the commentary. They didn't even do the Red Room justice. John Galt, the first Avatar was massively overrated, like Titanic. I love Titanic. It's just literally Pocahontas in space. No, it's not. That's such a bad take. But you're just saying what 1,000 people say on the internet. Why am I not surprised? But I will see it. Bad Super, that cameo that you guys are talking about looks amazing. Perfect casting. It's that fan casting. I wish I could talk about it, but it's pretty cool. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it because everyone's been asking for it for such a long time. At least Fake gives people what they want. I'll give him that much. Ronnie Dodge, I did feel for Wanda. She went on a downward spiral after Endgame. It became this in Multiverse of Madness. I don't feel bad for her. She's a fucking villain. You know, it's like feeling sorry for Ezra Miller. I mean, there's no excuse. I mean, no, I'm sorry. And she's going to get away with it. And there'll be, you know. Anyway, yeah. Villager, I don't think Avatar is the best, but it is not a bad movie. But people watch the same movies with the same storytelling element as other media, but no one says crap. Red Panda, James Cameron is the kind of guy that would do a sequel to Titanic. No, never. Abraham Herrera, ha ha ha, remember when working for Marvel was a dream job? Trill J, Sydney Sweeney as Black Cat. Da 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 da. Village Avatar is inspired by commentary on natives, and people say it's a Pocahontas ripoff. It's stupid. Yes, stupid people have stupid takes. John, they should have made a Black Widow movie after Iron Man 2. I agree. It's what I've always said. It proves they're not woke. It proves they don't care about female representation. And it's all bullshit. Ronnie Dodge, yeah, Wanda is a psycho. What she did to people is unforgiving. Bat Super Trill J, yes, please. And was that the best use of her to make her that? Was that really the best use of her? Villager, we know why they didn't make a Black Widow around 2010. By that point, superheroes were only for men. Well, that's what they believed. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter because you're not just trying to attract women by making a Black Widow movie. Everyone would have gone in and saw an epic R-rated or close to an R-rated Black Widow movie that's done justice. It's not just about, I mean, there are more male viewers in cinemas than females. It's a fact. They are your main audience. More people went to see, what's her name? Captain Marvel than women did. That's a fact. John Gould, Wanda is the daughter of Magneto, though, so it makes sense. It's in the bloodline. Yeah, so if my dad's Jack the Ripper, I'm going to be a serial killer. Ronnie Dodge, I really liked Wanda, but her becoming evil in the end was sad and typical. Trill J, Villager, I mean, yeah, comic book readers were mainly fanboys at the time. I mean, there's always been female fans of everything, but it is the men that make your money. That's why I'm so surprised that dumbass Hollywood have decided to go to war with us men. It's not going to work out well for them, but they're blinded by their extreme left propaganda. Ronnie Dodge, seeing a live action version of that What If character was cool. She played it so well. Oh, yeah. Yeah, look, as I say, there's some good gee-whiz connections and all that, but that doesn't, for me, anyway, Ronnie, it doesn't make a good movie. Villager, yeah, that's my point. Studios only target what will make them money. Feminism is popular, so they choose now to give an important female character her own movie, and they didn't even do it right. Exactly. John Gould, I think Disney was accused of buying seats for Captain Marvel. Listen, that wouldn't surprise me. This is what Quentin Tarantino has been saying for a long time about them. They buy up screens. They don't let the indie movies in. They're a disgusting company. Ronnie Dodge, that cameo I was on about, I hope we see her again. Trill J, you all have to understand it's mean who make the most trends, and then men put the woman on how to do things, and women teach us about their emotional parts of life. Well, women are not just emotional. There's more to a woman, and it depends. Women are not one entity. You know, you've got to treat people as individuals. You can't just stereotype people as men, women, transgender, LGBTQ. Just take everyone on their individual presence. That's what I do. Villager, nah, Captain Marvel was huge, but maybe they did make it to look like it was hyped up more than they really were, which made people want to see it. No, I think the other guy had a point. Abraham Herrera, well, the war on men isn't working. That's probably why Netflix is plummeting. Yes, serve them fucking right. Reno Jack, how you can alienate any gender or race is insane to me, considering they're basically turning away money. That's why they're called extremists, my friend. Trill J, Ronnie, are you talking up? Trill J, that's a spoiler, mate. We're not mentioning names. Villager, you are entitled to your opinion, Trill J. Of course he is. We all are. As are you, Villager. Trill J, we're not supposed to mention names. No, it's not, Captain Carter. There you go. Ronnie Dodge, Trill J, I'm ignoring that question. Exactly. I can't believe that. John Gaunt, I think Netflix is doing bad because of other things personally. It was always going to happen, especially with their business model. Oh no, I think there's many reasons why they're going downhill. Telling Kevin Smith to tell their subscribers that if you don't like Masters of the Universe, you can leave because we've got plenty of subscribers isn't going to help it. The cutest situation didn't help the situation. Their business model was risky because they don't have a lot of rewatchability with what they make. They were a company, a platform that used other people's content. That's why people started using their service. Where am I? Reno Jack, I'm a human from planet Earth. Other details of my original appearance shouldn't matter. Children, my bad, Mick. Yes, very. Abraham Herrera, we built the cities, the roads, the houses, the buildings, and now women want to take what we built and make us their bitches. Yeah, the problem is they're not willing to do the building. John Gaunt, Reno Jack, but it does though, mate. Don't act like it don't. Just read a history book, mate. No, John, I don't agree with you at all. It doesn't matter if we're men or women, right? It's our individual qualities that matter. Now, if you believe every woman's the same and every man's the same and every gay person's the same, I think it's you with the problem. John, are you going to watch For Love and Thunder when it comes out on disc? True, Jay, that Cameo should get their own movie, though. The male Cameo, the fan casting, yeah. I mean, he's so good. He's so good. Moon of Energy, can we not talk about the genera, please? True, Jay, no, the female Cameo. Yeah, I mean, she didn't impress me that much. John Gaunt will, although I can understand why a certain someone went back for her. Way! Did you see her at that premiere? John Gaunt, we all have the bias, is what I'm saying. Not a bad thing to be part of groups or individuals, but everyone is different. That's the point. Villager, Netflix is pathetic, but I don't want Disney to have a huge monopoly among streaming and movie industry. That shifts concerning. Yes, I'm afraid so, because it takes more quality away. Reno Jack, I judge every person individually. Well done. History books only tell one side of a story, usually, but to each their own. Do what you want as long as you don't hurt anyone. Bat Super, I saw the pic of her at the premiere. Way! No wonder he went back for her, eh? Abraham Herrera, I stopped watching Marvel films after Endgame. That woman empowerment scene was the start of this craziness. Trill J, Bat Super, that day is already here. The best of British. Us British women, not us British women, our British women are made of fine stock. Abraham Herrera, I meant to stop watching them in theatres. Now I wait to watch them on to happen. It's for the better. Villager, academic history is one side of the story. It's fact. No, history isn't fact because you weren't there. You weren't in the year 1800. So all you've got to rely on is people writing stuff about history. You don't know if that history is distorted. My opinion. Oppression and discrimination is not one side of the story. It's not always. Not always. We don't know. And considering people only talk about the rich people who have had discrimination, you know, the Hollywood DNA people who keep on talking about their discrimination, or the most represented minority who always talk about theirs. What about everybody else that nobody gives a shit about? John Galt, she's American-British, I think. She's more British than American. Thank you very much. Children, yeah, I like the way British women carry themselves, such class. Reno Jack, love a nice British woman like Liz Hurley. She might be an alien, though, because she's too fine. She never really did it for me. Not a very good lover. Trill J, Bat Super, yes, phase 3 ruin films in general. They must be torn down. Villager, okay. Ronnie Dodge, one of the multiverse movies, CBM-wise, No Way Home has been the best. Bat Super, history has always distorted humans and their biases. John Galt, Trill J, with a name like that, you're talking about class, mate. You should go for Cardi B, mate. Henrik, hello. You always come just before I'm going to go, Henrik. Villager, I'm considering not giving any more money to Disney. Good idea. They are lucky as a company. They are, but send out PR articles about how inclusive they are. Welcome to Hollywood. Bat Super, Trill J, tell them. Ronnie Dodge, did you see the mid-credit scene, that casting for that character? I did. What do you think of that, Ronnie? Reno Jack, who's your idea of a top-notch British female, Mick? Oh, wow. There's so many. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily be talking about Hollywood actresses either. Tim Burton's ex-wife, I forgot her name. She's been in Harry Potter, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, her, yeah. And there's the one from The Mummy, forgot her name as well. Henrik, what good movies are coming out after Doctor Strange? Haven't seen it. If so, people don't spoil. Don't know. Abraham Herrera, Dua Lipa, Ronnie Dodge. Yeah, that was a surprise. I wanted her to play a DC character. Yes, well, maybe she will. Maybe she will one day. Trill J, John Cardi B is attractive, but she runs her mouth that much. I like fine women who stay to themselves. I don't like loudmouth women. Reno Jack, don't recall Tim Burton's ex-wife name, but she was ravishing in Fight Club, lol. Bat Super, Kate Beckinsale, not bad. Ronnie Dodge, Top Gun Maverick is coming end of the month. Yes, I think it's going to be one of the biggest films of this year. I think it's going to be bigger than any MCU film, alongside Austin Butler's and Baz Luhrmann's Elvis Presley movie. John Galt, good point, Trill J. Villager Dominion will be bigger than Top Gun and Elvis. Don't bank on it. You may be disappointed. You don't realise how popular the first Top Gun was. Abraham Herrera, and you don't realise how big Elvis Presley still is. Abraham Herrera, Cardi B makes me cringe, man, because I'm Latino and she makes our women look bad. I'd definitely go there. John Galt, Sophie Turner is the sexiest British woman, and I'm saying this as a feminist. Well, you're not a feminist then. Reno Jack, my opinion, the Jurassic franchise is a bark bag at this moment. Ronnie Dodge, Top Gun is a great movie. Have you heard Lady Gaga track for it? I have. It's very good. I mean, you're never going to... I mean, look, obviously, Berlin, Take My Breath Away, that's unbeatable. Villager, Abraham Herrera, calling Latina women your woman is weird. That's why we live in a democracy, my friend. We can say what we want, even if it offends people. What was it Ricky Gervais said? How arrogant are you to think that you can never be offended? Ricky says it. Villager, Reno Jack, if you can't appreciate the new movies, that's on you. Well, yeah, everyone's entitled to their opinion, isn't it? Reno Jack, Take My Breath Away. Oh, man. Giorgio Morda is such a legend. Trill J, Villager, slim, thick Latino women. Reno Jack, Villager, like I said, sir, my opinion. Ronnie Dodge, I'm treating my dad to see the new Top Gun. Awesome. Villager, people can say what they want, but what they say can also be criticised. Yes, and then what you say can also be criticised. That's the way it goes. It's like a tennis match, and in the end, it gets boring and never ending. It's just best if people say their thing and people say their thing, and then it finishes. Because I'm not one to keep on going back and forth for ages and ages, because it just bores the fuck out of me. Abraham Herrera, ha ha ha. All right, Villager. Ronnie Dodge, I'm seeing Dominion because of the original trio. That's super. They better not do any woke stuff with Zod and Farah in The Flash. I'm sure they will. John Gordon, Top Gun won't make that much. Yes, it will. It's a sequel to an 80s movie. Yes, 80s movies were superior to what we're getting now. It's very popular. You obviously don't understand, and that's fine. How many of those blokes make up the modern movie-going customers? People my age won't be going to see it like that. You'll be surprised, because a lot of people your age, unlike you, appreciate those movies, have got them at home and watch them and think they're superior to what's going on today. Trill J, Bat Super, when that light hits the sky. Reno Jack, Villager criticise away pal. Alex, any news on the Flash movie? Nope. Ronnie Dodge, Tom Cruise is the GOAT. He is. Abraham Herrera, the only good Jurassic Park movie was the first one. Everything else is right. Yeah, I wasn't even that impressed with the first one. Boring. I mean, I've never been a big Jurassic Park fan. I'll be honest, it's not something for me. John Galt, Denzel Washington is the American GOAT. Well, you understand you can have more than one GOAT, if you want, of course. Ronnie Dodge, 2 games left of the season, mate, and it's 10 hag time. Oh, yeah, we're playing very soon. That's why I'll be going soon. We're football crazy. We're football mad. We're football crazy. We're football mad. Snooker, loopy nuts are we. We are snooker. Loopy, it's great to be British. I'd hate to be American and have to watch American sports. Oh, yeah, man. He got the ball and he dived over the line. It's amazing. It's a quarter. It's a touchdown. What the fuck is a touchdown? Who the fuck knows? We're American, man. We make it up as we go along. Reno Jack, Abraham, good take. If I want to see original trio, I'll watch original movie. I'm just cynical like that. Ronnie Dodge, Brighton on Saturday, mate. Villager, Trill J, Gringo. Brighton on Saturday, mate. That's right, yeah. I think I got confused. Don't know why. Reno Jack, I watch mixed martial arts only, a sport that is universal around the globe. Villager, Dominion will make 2 billion. Oh, you really are going to be disappointed. John Gordon, American sports are rubbish. I'm British living in America. They don't have much class compared to the motherland. Ronnie Dodge, well, it comes to goes, it's Cristiano. He has equal goals to his 2008-9 season. That's insane. He's 37, but he has the fitness of a 26-year-old. It is insane, but it's impressive. Abraham Herrera, do you know who invented soccer? I have no idea. It wasn't an American, though, I can assure you that. Ronnie Dodge, can you see him staying, Mick, to see out his contract? I mean, you'd imagine so. It sounds like he's kind of happy if he's not playing all the time and he just wants to be there. And the problem is he doesn't have many options, Ronnie. He's too expensive. No one's going to take him at that money at his age. So I would imagine he's just going to stay there because he's happy to be collecting the money at his age. Reno Jack, Cristiano is an all-time legend. He is. Chill J, Mick, down. Why are you hating on America? Well, I don't hate America, but I don't understand American sports. They're just... It's a touchdown, man! Abraham Herrera, Mainz used to play a game similar to soccer, but with human heads. Right. Villager, because it's trash country. All right, Villager, calm down. Calm down, calm down, calm down. Ronnie George, yep, American football is just see a version of rugby, low. Yeah. But they've even taken it beyond rugby. They just doesn't make sense at all. It's like they just have to get the ball and dive over some line. Villager, I'm American. I'm not trying to be xenophobic. Right. Yeah, American football and sports is just boring. Reno Jack, I feel like you're referring mainly to American football. American football is baseball, American football. I just don't, it just doesn't sound interesting to me. And those American commentators, oh my God, it's like someone's put a carrot up their backside. Ray George, I do love ice hockey. I used to be in a team when I was younger here in Kent and my local ice rink. Drill J, Mick, you're literally out here killing each other trying to kick a ball. Ah, but football's, yeah, that's passion. That's passion, Trill J. You American sports people don't get it, right? John Galt, it's simplistic. It will be a temporary Brian fan on Saturday, though. Village, sports are boring. Villages, sports are boring. Especially American sports. Reno Jack, what about basketball or golf, which are also universal sports? Now boring. Trill J, I get I'm in just saying low. I get I'm in just saying low. John Galt, my dad was a hooligan for a bit. I've got nothing to say about that. Well, I think we're going a bit off topic here, aren't we? Abraham Herrera, the United States of America is not the greatest country in the world. In fact, it never was. Just say it because Americans are very arrogant when it comes to their country. And considering it's not even really their country, are they? And they're not really Americans, they're Brits. They're from the Empire. They're not the real Americans. The Native Americans are really the Americans. The Indians are Americans. Trilja, you're out there for like 8 hours a game kicking shins for a goal. It's a 90-minute game. Ronnie Dodge, Mick, if we have the same team against Brentford, we will smash Brighton. I hope so. I really do. I think he wants to play the people who like each other. Village, agree, but Europeans also act pretentious against us and pretend they're superior to us when they're literally... do you know what? I think it's funny how Americans think that Europeans are like a country or something. The way they talk about Europe like it's all the same thing. You wouldn't think it's a conglomeration of like so many countries. John Galt, I agree, Abraham, they are. That's why I love to display my love for England. It makes them passive-aggressively mad. Right, everyone, the film chat's finished, so I'm going to go off. That's super. Back in the day, we had Sarah Connor, Ellen Ripley and G.I. Jane. Today, we have feminists and bumbling idiot men in our movies. Pretty true. Pretty true. John Galt, I agree, Abraham. They are. That's why I know. Ronnie Dodge probably going to play the players who don't leak stuff to the press. No Lingard then. Villager, no, I know how huge Europe is, but most Europe countries have a history of colonising Spain and Britain, and the list goes on. But Villager, you are British. You're not an American. You're British. The British Empire stole America from the natives. You're the worst people who did it. I understand what the Europeans did, but what you did, the Brits from the old empire, you stole those people's country, you raped their women, you killed their children, and it's disgraceful. And if you're all so woke, why don't you leave America and come back to the UK and give the country back to the natives? But you're not going to do that, are you now? Reno Jack, I love European football, but can't deny legendary athletes in any sport like Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, Ronnie Dodge. See you later, mate. I think I'm going to see Multiverse of Madness again on Saturday to give it more faults. Abraham Herrera, lol, yeah, I love England too. I love the entire planet. We have a paradise here. No need to take sides. Village, I'm Mexican, lol. My origins are in Mexico, a.k.a. Spain, not British. Okay, then, so stop defending the worst country that stole the Americas from the Native Americans. They're the worst for what happened. It's the worst act. And the British did it in Australia as well, by the way. So don't you giving me about Europeans. John Galt, Americans colonized parts of Africa and the Middle East for resources to this day. It's a laugh when they try to play the moral card. That's what Americans do. American extreme leftists are the worst because if they care about representation and minorities, they would leave the United States of America, but they're not going to do that. So maybe they should shut the hell up. It isn't their country, it's the Native Americans. Reno Jack, I'm off to work. Thanks for the geography lesson today. All have a great one, Mick. Thank you. Right, this has been Movies TV Mad Live. I don't know how we got onto these subjects, but we did. I'm Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. They would have a very good time. But anyway, like, share, hit the notification bell so you never miss this perfection. Please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please smash the like button. If you haven't done already, 6 is a measly amount of likes, and you should be ashamed of yourselves. Abraham Herrera, they even took half my country. Ashley, me, yo, Mike. Sorry, Ashley, me, we're about to go. Villager, nah, Dar, we know what happens. Why do you think our military spends trillions to go to the Middle East? Right, thank you, everyone. Until we see each other again, goodbye, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen. I'll see you tomorrow morning for the DCEU Daily, then here on the same back place, same back channel for Movies TV Mad Live. Reno Jack, 2 of those like are from me, the stingingness of this low nose. No bounds. Okay, thank you very much. Yes, very stingy subscribers. I'll just have to live with it. Until I see you tomorrow, have a lovely evening. Thank you for the support. I will see you all again. And thank you for the conversations. They've been great. Mostly. See you later.